Hello, I'm John Gallaher, and I'll be reading from My Life in Brutalist Architecture from Four-Way Books, a finalist for the 2024 Big Other Reader's Choice Award. Thank you to John Madeira and Big Other. This is a book of adoption and fracture, its interior autobiography and context. I'll read an introductory bit in fragments and then two poems from the book. Family medical history, unknown, adopted. One clue might be attachment theory, which holds that a strong bond with at least one nurturing adult, usually the mother, is essential to a child thriving. Infants and toddlers with a so-called disorganized attachment are more psychologically vulnerable later in life. Olga Kazan, The Atlantic. Survey questions. Was this child in an unsafe situation? Should they have a new name that is unknown to their biological family? When my daughter was born, I took the only picture I had from before my adoption out of its frame to take a picture of it, and on the back, in spidery, unfamiliar handwriting, was Marty, 9 months. I appear next as John, 3.5, and Marty disappears, a ghost name. I found my birth name later, going through medical and legal forms when my father had a heart attack in 2013. It was the original yellowed adoption record. How many years of not thinking, oh, we could check that. The details of March 18th, 1968, in the matter of Eric Martin Enquist, a minor. And so then, what does the self consist of? The theme is time. The theme is unspooling. Blood of my blood. 1968. A superhero origin story. Et alia. Look up in the sky. Look what the culture is thinking of itself. 2 orphans up against it, ladies and gentlemen. And aren't we all orphans in some way? Don't we want to be? The alien falls to earth in a ball of fire. The wealthy child watches again and again as his parents are murdered. We'll stop there, as the rest is all newspapers and money, the ability to fly and the metaphor of falling. Night arrives, exterior. I'm 3 years old and I'm not allowed to fly alone. So the family makes arrangements with a man to sit next to me because it's important to have someone to sit next to. Your Alfred, your Ma and Pa Kent, Aunt May. The pilot gives me some pin-on golden wings because in 1968, cockpits are open, inviting places. If you can just sit down and say, let's go, and it's off to Kansas, clicking one's heels, imagining home, though I had no say in the matter. The adopted child dreams of Superman. But the dream is Batman just as much, or Spider-Man. I don't remember his backstory. Something traumatic, I suppose, because you have to be working to avenge the past, to redeem yourself, or to prove yourself worthy. A lot of people are lost this way, though I could just as easily have said found. I forget the exact economy of superheroes, having given them up for cowboys who just want some obscure horizon to squint at. Reliquariana. A reliquary has come to mean any container of relics, but we think of them most often as a container of the bones of saints. The left arm bones of the levitating philosopher saint Thomas Aquinas are kept in a 13th century Neapolitan basilica, and so on. Occasionally they make the news. as when the stolen brain of the patron saint of magicians was found in the thief's kettle. There is one close to me outside Maryville, in a monastery in a small town called Conception. I've never been, as knowing Conception contains a reliquary is enough. If one, as they say, dies as a library fire, one is born then a reliquary. I myself am a reliquary, we can say, as the devil is in the details. Where did my family go? The adopted child asks. I am your family, distance replies. I dream I'm being chased through the woods. What the Dream Bible tells us means there's some anxiety in your life, that you're fleeing, maybe by pretending there's no issue, or it's the wrong issue or person, like how in 1997, a guy named Jason Rockman feels this need to send an envelope with his business card. He was a CPA. Along with school pictures of two girls, about 10 and 15, to my brother Richard in Virginia Beach. Since we're adopted, all envelopes of unmarked pictures are at least a little mysterious. As he held onto it for 30 years, though he never asked why it was sent, who these people were. He showed it to me last year, thinking maybe it was a clue, because the adopted are used to living in a mystery novel. A clue to what? Reliquaries also have remainder bins, unmarked bits, and when you just appear in this world, orphan or adoptee, there's a hole you balance over on your apparatus of bones, mystery bones that you chase or flee or excavate, and then carefully place back in the envelope and put away. Thank you.